So 2 years ago, I had binge eating problems. I was out of control. And unfortunately, a lot of people commented that if they ate as much food as I ate 2 years ago, they would be very overweight. And I was only slightly overweight. And people got very envious of that. I actually got envious of people who would get overweight from eating too much because I think that's what allowed myself to eat as much as I did. Had I had a much earlier warning, I wouldn't have eaten so much. And then people ask me, well, why did you stop eating so much then? Well, being overweight is only one consequence of having out of control eating habits. I was having a lot of social problems, a lot of professional problems owing to the fact that I was eating all the time and craving foods all the time. Be in the middle of a meeting or a social event and I'll crave food. I'll be traveling somewhere where I can't get to my favorite foods and I'll be a wreck. I got into serious disagreements with people when I couldn't get to my favorite foods. Got into a serious heated argument while I was flying one time, in part because I was craving food that I wanted to get when I got off the plane. You get the idea. It's getting overweight is only one consequence in a whole sea of consequences from having food addiction. But I want to say there's another problem with food addiction. See, if you are addicted to alcohol or drugs or gambling or even smoking, it tends to immediately get in the way of your social life, right? There are plenty of places where those things would be out of place, right? Food was never really all that out of place, right? Yeah, there were times when I was flying and I had to go without, or, but most of the time you could eat at your desk at the workplace, right? You could go out to get food at 2 or 3 in the morning, in the past, right? Maybe not so much ever since COVID. But the reason why food addiction is so insidious is that you seem to get away with it until you don't, and it blows up in your face, right? Well, today I'm dealing with another problem, right? Ever since I stopped eating so much, I have replaced eating with masturbating, unfortunately. And where it really gets me in trouble is that a lot of guys my age love to watch porn, right? I believe porn is now the fastest growing addiction in the United States. I love to watch porn, but not the kind of porn that you guys are probably thinking of. I actually like it when girls are well dressed. So for example, I could watch porn at my desk in the office. I'll just look up Carrie Underwood and her recent performance, or my favorite Polish idol, Alicia Junazi, and I'll be watching away, and nobody knows that in my mind I'm watching porn. And that's where it gets really dangerous. So I think the most dangerous addiction is not drugs or alcohol or gambling. It's something that you can more or less freely do, at least until it gets in the way of your social and professional life. It's really insidious when an addiction is like that.